So please join me in welcoming Robbie Hellis.
Hi everyone. I want to ask you a couple of questions which is going to help me a great deal to understand where we are within the process. How many people have exhibited before with your companies? Okay, good number. So when you go out and you exhibit, isn't that like the best? That's the best. You have the opportunity to meet with people face to face. You have the opportunity to talk to them about your company, about your services. That's exciting. And that's what I want you to leave here with. I want you to go back to your offices and go, I can't wait. There is so much we can do before, during, and after. This is going to be a huge success. B2C marketing is incredible because if you ask people what they want, if you ask them their opinions, you know what? You're going to get their opinions. Whether you like it or not. And sometimes you don't. But that's good knowledge. Knowledge is power. And when you look at people who have possibly come to your business or your establishment, used your services before, they're going to tell you what was their thoughts about that. Companies pay a lot of money. I've worked in research for JCPenney's before. I've worked as an independent contractor for companies, and sometimes they simply don't like what their customers tell them. This gives you the opportunity to meet with people one-on-one, and they will tell you. Also, a lot of times people don't realize that this is really a B2B as well, because you have a wonderful opportunity to have the opportunity to meet with people across the aisle from you, next to you, and people that you may want to partner with. I noticed that we had a therapy massage company who's also going to be exhibiting here. We also have a healthcare facility that's going to be here. Would that make sense for them to talk and discuss what kind of services they have? Yeah, that you may not have thought about, that they may not have thought about. So that's a great opportunity for you to also network with other people there. So let's go ahead and get started. The wow factor to me is it allows you to take wants. It's a strategy. Everything is a strategy. Whether it be exhibiting, whether it be your long-term company goals, your overall marketing goals, there's a strategy involved. Finding out what those objectives are to accomplish this strategy, and then how do you deliver those winning results back? Sounds very simple, and it really is, as long as you map that strategy in advance. And I'm very open and embracing when I speak. So if you have questions, raise your hand. Don't wait till the end. Let's go ahead and discuss them as we go along, okay? Okay. So we're going to break this down very, very quickly. What is it? Is it building awareness? Is it that you want to get contact information, or do you want lead information? Those are two different things. And I caution you, define what they mean. Because some people say tomato, some people say tomato. But it can be very, very different. If it's contact information, and you want to be able to go back to that person and mark it back to them, what do you need? Are you going to be using their email? Are you going to be using their cell phone? Are you going to be using their direct mail? Because we also have a direct mail company that's also going to be exhibiting here. So what do you need to make that successful? I've worked with people in the past to where they were very fuzzy on what that was. They went back and they report back, and I encourage everyone to do an analysis, a final wrap-up of everything that you do. Okay? As you do that, if you report back and you did the tomato, they're saying, no, that wasn't a contact. That was just lead information. That's not enough for a contact. So in the beginning, make sure that you set down what you need as far as business development goes, as far as follow-up. Make sure that you're both more or less reading off the same page. Sometimes you think you're reading in different books, so just make sure that you have that in advance. And then also, if there is a product if there is a differentiator that you bring, you need to make sure and spell that out. Don't assume that people are going to look at your literature or read your booth and come up with this. They won't. Okay? You're looking at your booth, your exhibit space, as being a building. Okay? Think about going down 114. Well, that may not be, 121 and 114 may not be a good idea right now because there aren't a lot of billboards because there's a lot of construction. That's dangerous. But think about 635. And you're driving along, there are a lot of billboards, and that's great. And you're reading the billboard. You are not going to stop your car and read a lot of words. It has to be short, sweet, and to the point. Your booth has got to be short, sweet, and to the point. Okay? And then also, you want to provide your customer base, because you're going to be pre-marketing to them. You're going to be letting them know that you're going to this expo, and you want them to show up. Okay? So where you're having this expo is phenomenal. Okay? There are a lot of people who are race fans. Do we have any race fans here? Got one? Oh, come on now. Okay, two. Come on, there are more of you. Even I like that place. Okay? This is the coolest venue that you could possibly have. Half of your work is done. Because when the Gaylord Texan first opened, which is now the Marriott, I had an event there in April. They opened in the early part, like January, February timeframe. I had an event there in April. I knew that that was going to help drive my event. It did. Why? People wanted to see it. That's cool. You also have a cool venue here. So let them know about the expo. Don't assume that they know. Your customers, you want to make sure that you provide them with the information and appreciation to say, hey, we're going to be here. There's going to be a lot going on. We hope you attend. And that's important. Also, it helps to promote your chamber. We have several chamber people here. I also have Bob Brandt in the back, and he's talking about business development. I will tell you that in any city, in any location that I go to, the first thing that I do is reach out to the chamber. Why? They can connect me with businesses. If I am flying in from out of town, I contact the chamber because they let me know where my FedEx Kinko is going to be, where my emergency printers can be. They also let me know where emergency medical can be. There's a lot of information that the chamber gives me. Okay? So with you being here, you're connected to your chamber. That also speaks volumes to me as being a consumer. I like to work with people who also pay back to the community. The chamber gets your word out, gets your services out. That's important. So if Bob doesn't talk to you, wave to everybody, Bob. Hello. That's important because people want to be involved in the community. Okay. We've already talked very briefly about the fact you want to exceed your objectives, but first knowing what those are. I'm going to skip down to who here may be selling a product or services. Okay, that's great. You see my business cards there. One thing I do encourage people to do, if you've never become familiar with Vistaprint, become familiar with them. And they don't pay me, just so you know. But you see on TV the fact that there's a marketer there, and he said, there's little else that you can do effectively with $10 other than using Vistaprint. Vistaprint is a great way of doing that. I would encourage anyone who is going to be selling a product to have a card there as a follow-up. They buy something from you, be sure and slip that in there that you're having a post-expo special. And give them a code so you can track that business. And it's $10 for like 100. Okay? So that's another way of making them aware and coming back to you after that event. As far as new products and innovation, if you have something new, you want to capture as much information from them while you have them in front of you. You want to get their email address because emailing is incredibly easy. You want to be able to send them something. The direct mail people, are they here? Direct mail, they're not here? Well, they'll be thankful that we're talking about them. That's a great way to also touch them a second time. Send them something in the mail. Send them a catalog if you have a catalog. If you're having a special for Christmas, for that hard to purchase, especially if it's a massage or a nail salon, those are great. Those are great gifts, especially for the hard to please person, which I kind of am. Those are wonderful gifts. You want to send that to them. You also want to send them an email, a text. One of the things, and I just turned off my phone, but with your phone is power. Your phone is information. It's a computer. Recently, I set up my dry cleaners. My dry cleaners, when I drop off my clothes in the morning, they'll say, "Oh, Robbie, it'll be ready by 5." That's great. That's wonderful. I also receive a text now. So does everyone else who goes to that dry cleaners. And lets them know, I missed my closet, don't forget to pick me up on your way home. Signed, your clothes. Okay? I move that right over to my to-do tasks. Because I personally do not like getting home and saying, "Oh, I forgot pick up my dry cleaning. I have a luncheon tomorrow. My clothes are at the dry cleaner, so I've got to get back dressed and go get my dry cleaner." Okay? So, those are the types of things that we like people to do. We like for them to partner with us and be our partner and help us live our lives more effectively.